Thanks for joining us on National Focus. I'm Kerdisha St. Louis. Coming up, groundbreaking for new hospital planned for July this year. Over $4.8 million worth of illegal drugs destroyed by local police. And education officials focus on numeracy this week. Details of our headline stories and more after this.
Dominica is blessed with an abundance of water, but getting it to your home is an expensive venture. You have a responsibility to conserve water, to use it wisely. Remember the old adage, you never miss the water till the well runs dry. Think water, think life.
Thanks for staying with us. Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit says significant progress has been made towards the advancement of the geothermal energy project. The Dominica leader made the pronouncement at a press conference on Tuesday. The Honorable Prime Minister revealed that a series of consultations were held with officials of the Dominica Electricity Company.
Dominica is going to be a critical partner in the delivery of energy from geothermal, because they'll be involved in the distribution. So there were discussions with them in terms of arriving at some form of purchasing agreement with Dominica, because that's important even before you commence the construction of the geothermal plant. So that is critical. The geothermal bill has been approved by the Ministry of Energy. It has been approved by the Ministry of the Office of the AG's office, the Attorney General's office, sorry. There were some additional comments pointed out by some of our stakeholders. So, as a matter of fact, the bill would have gone to Parliament this month, but it has been held back because of the observations made by some of our stakeholders. So, because of that, we have held it back for further review and to see what the points raised by our stakeholders, whether they are in keeping the government's policies or whether they would alter those policies. Once we can make a determination, then I see the course is clear to advance the geothermal project. As I indicated publicly to the country, the Cabinet has already taken a decision to contract a loan of some $50 million US from the World Bank to finance the construction of the geothermal plant.
In other news, plans are being finalized for the construction of a new hospital. The health facility will be financed by the government of the People's Republic of China. It is one of the 5 pillar projects promised to the government of Dominica when relations were established a decade ago. Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit told reporters on Tuesday that a groundbreaking ceremony for that project is being planned for July this year.
We believe that it will help transform the delivery of healthcare services. It will help reduce the number of us who have to go overseas for medical services. So there'll be new services based on the advice of the Minister for Health that are not presently offered at the hospital, which will be offered at the new hospital. And this is why we are increasing our efforts to train in local Dominicans, to have them specialize in specific areas, so that we have a core of Dominicans who will be responsible for providing those services to our Dominican citizens. Obviously, we'll always need the support of friendly countries and experts from out of Dominica who can bring to bear new skills and new methods of intervention insofar as healthcare services is concerned. But the Chinese have presented to us, in my view, what is an excellent concept for the hospital. And they have taken into consideration the concerns that we've raised. We're still in consultation. The Chinese government has indicated to us that they are prepared to break ground for the hospital in July of this year. And the clear mandate to the Minister for Health is that the government must do everything possible on its side, because the Chinese are ready. The Chinese people are ready. We must do everything on our side to ensure that we do all what we have to do to break ground in July.
In more news, officers of the drug squad of the Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force destroyed over 680 pounds of illegal drugs on Thursday. Inspector in charge of the drug squad, John Carbon, explained that the drugs, mainly cocaine and marijuana, were seized over a period of 2 years.
We have here 292 pounds of cannabis. We have 385 pounds of cocaine, and we also have what is called cannabis resin, which is a product come from the cannabis. It is in the oil form, which has been baked and become hard and been used to smoke. We have 6 pounds of this also. Most of the drugs have been imported into the country. We have a value of the cannabis $292,000, and the cocaine is $4,726,000.
Carbon says Thursday's exercise is tangible evidence that the police stands firm in the fight against illegal drugs.
Well, the drug smugglers and the traffickers, they know that we are trying our best, and we will do all we can to minimize the importation and the use of drug trafficking in Dominica. They know that we have been at them all the time, and we will continue to do so, because we are just trying to make the society a better place for all of us.
Carbon issued a warning to drug traffickers.
We are letting the drug traffickers know we are not going to back down. We are going to keep coming at them. So we want them to stop this sort of activity. So we will do all in our power to minimize the use and importation of these drugs into the country, as well as even those locally growing the cannabis.
Drug Abuse Prevention Officer Malcolm St. Rose represented the National Abuse Prevention Unit at Thursday's exercise.
This to me speaks volumes. First off, it is an indication that the police is experiencing an appreciable level of success in the interception, really in the quest for bringing under control the drug supply in the Commonwealth of Dominica.
In other news, the Ministry of Education is on a drive to increase appreciation for mathematics at schools all over the island with the observance of Numeracy Week. On Thursday, GIS News sat down with Clement Vital, who is a Learning Support Advisor for Mathematics in the Ministry of Education.
The Ministry of Education is on its drive for the improvement of mathematics throughout the country. And this has started a few years ago, and we want to continue the momentum. We have had a lot of activities like the Maths Power, and we have had in-house competitions going. I mean, these are things that happen in the school on a let's say on a daily basis. But this year we are focusing on a in-house activity where we allow all the schools, both primary and secondary schools, to do something to celebrate mathematics at the school. So this week, from the 11th to the 15th, is recognized as Numeracy Week.
This week, schools held exhibitions and other creative activities geared at improving the appreciation of mathematics at their school. Today, it was the turn of staff and students of the Russo Primary.
Today, the Russo Primary School is having their culminating activity for the week. Every day they had an activity. They had probably in-class competition. They had their little awareness in the classroom. They have been doing this in the classroom all through. But today is the day when they are actually going to really present to the entire community what they have been doing throughout the week. And so they have this official opening and the games and the competition, which will follow later.
According to Vital, the Ministry of Education is optimistic that the week's observance will build a foundation in students for the love of mathematics.
We want them to take away an appreciation for mathematics. We want them to love it. We want them to see mathematics as a very important subject, and that they should, to achieve it, they need to work hard at it and enjoy the fun that comes with it. Because throughout the years we have been giving our teachers these instructions, these new ways of doing things in mathematics to make it more fun for the students. So we are just wanted to really let it continue in the schools.
The Learning Support Advisor had this message for teachers.
We want to encourage our teachers in Dominica, both primary and secondary school, to embrace the strategies that were given to them at workshops. We should not stop, we should not linger and go back to the old ways, because what we're trying to do is to improve mathematics, to have a cadre of students. When they leave school with a passing mathematics. They leave school with, in the GC or CXC or whatever exams that they are doing, that they could achieve the best grades. Because we want to have, at the end, the ultimate goal is that we have good teachers, capable teachers, qualified teachers in mathematics teaching our students.
Numeracy Week ends on Friday at the Granby Primary School with the hosting of the Southern District Math Festival. Students from that district will have an opportunity to showcase what they have produced during Numeracy Week.
I just wanna focus on maths. Addition, subtract, division, it all makes me go insane. Today I don't feel like doing anything, nothing but maths, but maths, but maths, nothing but maths, but maths, but maths. Now let's talk graph.
You're watching National Focus. Still to come, government's National Employment Program described as a success.
Did you know the Caribbean Court of Justice is 2 courts in 1? The CCJ has 2 functions: an original jurisdiction, which deals with your right to move between CARICOM countries freely and your right to move your money and your business. This is the basis of the CARICOM Single Market and Economy, CSME, and the revised Treaty of Chaguaramas, and an appellate jurisdiction to hear appeals from courts of those countries which decide to use it as their final court of appeal and no longer go to the Privy Council. All CARICOM member states who have signed the agreement establishing the CCJ are members of the CCJ.
Welcome back. Despite the skepticism of critics, the National Employment Program is a major success. That is according to Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit. The Dominica leader provided the local media with the details on the progress made thus far on the program.
We have 1,326 people fully engaged under the NEP. 1,326 people fully engaged under the NEP. As Minister of Finance, I just made available to the Ministry of responsible for the NEP some $3.6 billion additional to cover the next couple of months. People are getting paid on time, and the people are working. We've always maintained that the NEP is a transitionary program. It's not a permanent program. We always maintain that it is an opportunity to give people who have the skills, who have gone to university, an opportunity to use their skills in a gainful manner and to gain work experience. What we have seen is that a number of people have, because of their diligence, because of the demonstration of the competence where they work, the employer there has now taken them on full-time staff paid by those companies. So we have seen a number of people graduate out of the NEP and found permanent employment with those companies.
The Dominica leader is optimistic about the future of the program.
What we're seeking to do with regards to the community enhancement project, for example, the young people who were there maintaining the roads and planting flowers, is that our hope is that they could form themselves into some company. And I have asked the Ministry of Employment to provide them with technical support to doing that. Form themselves into companies, and the government would contract their services. Because that's good business there, because the amount of money we spend on brush cutting across the country is a huge sum. So it's an opportunity for them to be able to own their business, become employers themselves, and have enough time to do private work for other people and so forth. So that's what we're seeking to do, and to move the young people into that direction.
In more news, the Honorable Minister for Tourism, Senator Robert Tong, supports the popular mantra that tourism is everybody's business. Senator Tong says his ministry is committed to collaborating with all tourism entities on the island. However, it is important that communities remain steadfast in ensuring sustainability of various projects. The Honorable Minister was addressing the handing over ceremony of the new Marigot Tourism Information Center on Monday.
Based on the growth and social protection strategy, the government will support these type of activities, but these activities have to be sustainable. And as Mr. Reid alluded to, you have over 22 communities that we are working with, and I'm sure there are many more communities that we're going to have to work with. So it means at some point, each particular project has to become sustainable. The young lady who's over there that we're contributing funds to, the business that you generate from here has to be able to take care of her. It has to be able to take care of the building. It has to be able to take care of even developing further trails. Because if you look at this one here, the Sand Bay, it's a nice, pretty decent site. But what if things really work out? It means the Middle Bay needs to be developed. Are you going to go back and ask the Ministry of Tourism for funds, or ask the same Jeff organization for funds, or it is done in such a way that you begin to generate revenue and be able to develop other areas?
The Honorable Senator Tong added that for community tourism in Dominica to thrive, it has to occur in domino effect.
For us also, it's very important to provide you with that support. We can't, and we're not going to allow you to just do it by yourself. We will provide the support when required. I am happy we have Monique from DDA, that is the marketing arm. So we too will do our best to try and market all of these activities that we have. And from a community tourism standpoint, you want to have all of the community tourisms, putting all the activities together. So it shouldn't really just be Marigot doing their thing, because you may have the Kalinago territory. You know, when somebody comes from one area, it has to be a package. So they come here, they stop for certain things, they go to the next area and stop for it. So we really have to begin to work truly together. We cannot work by ourselves, otherwise we'll only gain so much. It has to be everybody's business. It can't be just yours. It can't just be your family. It shouldn't be your family member who's employed and his cousin and his nene and his... Let us spread it out so that everybody benefits and that everybody feels that it's important that if they see something going wrong, they'll be more than willing to say, hey, stop. If the community doesn't feel that they're part of this building and all what's going on, if they see certain things going on, they're going to say nothing and then everything is going to follow.
The tourism minister says there needs to be an increase in youth participation in community tourism and a greater means of promoting tourist sites.
It's important to get the youth involved. It can't just be the elders in these organizations. The youth always have lots of crazy ideas. Give them the opportunity to try some of those crazy ideas to see how it can work. I think even more needs to be done, not just for this, not just for this site, but all your other sites that you have, because there has to be a way of seeing it. So once someone is driving in that area, they should see it. Once someone is driving past here, they should see it. So it means that we also have to do some better signage so that people are totally aware.
And finally, this news time, the theatrical drama The Hidden Treasures of Batibu Beach is set to form part of this year's 2015 Domfesta calendar of events. The play will be staged by the Tead Powell Drama Group of Dominica, who have hosted 9 plays in collaboration with the Cultural Division. This is the 6th year that the group will perform as part of Domfesta celebrations. At the official launching of Domfesta 2015 earlier this month, President of Tead Powell, Marja Jeffers, said patrons can anticipate an exciting performance.
We are very happy again to be putting on this production called The Hidden Treasures of Batibu. Now, just to give you a short insight on the production, there seems to be some trouble about a ship which was attacked, and the ship has sunk, and apparently there was some treasure that was hidden somewhere in the area of Batibu. So now all of the villagers are trying to get their hands on that particular piece of treasure, whatever the treasure is, and you know, The play was written and directed by Alex Bruno, and those of you who know Alex Bruno can just imagine what this play is going to be about. Alex Bruno couldn't be here this morning because he's currently in the US pursuing his degree in the arts, in drama, and this is the first production that we are going to be doing since he's been practicing or studying the art. So this production actually has some of what he's been learning integrated into it. So it's going to be a fun event. It's going to be staged on the 29th, 30th, and the 31st of May.
Jeffers also gave some background information on the cast involved.
We have the likes of Rashida Gachet. She's one of the leading female actresses in Dominica, so she's also part of this production. We've taken in some new persons, and we have Rachel John Baptiste. She's known in Dominica as one of the QTS earlier winners. We have Michael Ferrell. He's not part of this production, but he's one of the long-standing members of this group. And Manu, some of you know her, Emmanuel. She's taken a break, or she took a break from drama, but she's back and she's in this production. So we look forward again to collaborating with the Cultural Division for this production, and we are happy to be part of the calendar of events, and hope that you are all there and enjoy the production and enjoy the works of Domfesta and the Cultural Division.
And that's the English news. McPherson St. Luce is next with the Creole highlights.
Allô tout le monde, bienvenue à cette nouvelle en créole. Non, moi, c'est McPherson St. Luce. Premièrement, Premier ministre Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt, qui a gardé pour opportunité d'étudier en Dominique, étudier en pays français en parmi France. Premier ministre Skerritt fait proposition cela pendant une discussion et puis président France François Hollande en Martinique. Honorable Skerritt aussi parlé à 50 pays OECS pour France bapler assistance. Il y a un autre bagage mentionné, c'est pour le langage français plus fréquent en curriculum l'école. Projet qui a concerné géothermique, où la Dominique a tapé assistance, aussi discuté. Premier ministre a aussi fait un report que le ministère EU mettait en place une date où l'agrément est signé pour faciliter Dominicains entre pays Saint-Jean EU sans un visa. Premier ministre a dit ça même, c'est bonne nouvelle pour Dominique, et puis il a remercié EU pour ça. Premier ministre Skerritt qui voyageait en Europe pour ces agréments cela à ce compte Dominique à le 28 mai l'année cela. En autre nouvelle, Dominique est bien représenté en Assemblée World Health Organization qui prend place en Barbade. C'est le ministre de Santé, Honorable Dr. Kenneth Darrow. Meeting cela, c'est des préparations pour meeting WHO qui peut prendre place en Genève la semaine prochaine.
Comme ça, à World Health Assembly, ça a fait toute l'année. Toute l'année, nous passons autant si Dominique même que si nous qui attendons meeting ça là, mais nous quoi était important pour nous voir nous tant parce que ça nous a qu'a fait et pas seulement en issues santé en d'autres issues internationales que les locales de ces meetings ça là avaient fragmenté avait différentes voix. Nous avons quitté les autres pays à cause des Islands Pacific, les Islands là. Il y a toujours venu bien préparé, avec une voix, avec force, avec numbers. So nous sommes d'accord que ce ministère OECS là, nous venons ensemble, c'est un meeting qui est organisé pour PAHO. Pour comment ça c'est plus mauvais, c'est plus prominent issues là qui a fait le health system en OECS region. Yonde dit nous a parlé contre issue contre air pollution avec climate change moi j'ai parlé contre climate change avec effet climate change canal tout secteur society tourisme santé tous ces débats qui amènent.
Ministre Darrow parlé contre d'autres aspects qui concernent meeting cela.
International Health Regulations, nous savons que Dominique si les International Health Regulations comme 5 ans actuellement, 2007. Oui, 2007. Dominique n'a obligation actuellement pour mettre en place à Dominique même pour respecter ça ici issue non-communicable disease también. Nous savons que c'est un problème avec le Premier ministre Dominique, c'est un topic qui même ni poché, c'est un topic comme c'est toutes ces régions, in fact, international community actuellement qui souffre, parce que là où l'argent ou qu'a dépassé pour traiter ces maladies ça là c'est un gros pays comme ça nous qui a développé qui pas de l'argent c'est significant portion de notre budget nous capons servir pour pour traiter ces maladies ça là et nous ka dit c'est un lifestyle presque dire c'est lifestyle disease si mon pour un petit temps pour try occuper corps yo plus meilleur que nous savons que c'est incident ces maladies ça diminuer.
Et puis finalement ministre employment honorable Ian Douglas qu'a encouragé citoyens pays là pour comprendre bien clair pas yo supposé jouer pour augmenter l'industrie touriste pays là. Honorable Douglas fait parole celle-là pendant la cérémonie où la 62 moun sud-ouest pays a commencé un programme hospitalité qui a tombé en bas National Employment Program. Honorable Douglas qui a adressé ses participants là, one support pour le programme là, et puis manière est important pour taper succès, spécialement comment il y a autant de compétition de là. Et le gouvernement aussi déjà implémenté plusieurs projets pour participation jeunesse en industrie touriste. On a eu qu'à taper travail, bagaille qui a one support pour l'économie pays. En même temps, même parlement pour souffrir, honorable Ian Pinard, qui aussi adressé participants, fait parole qui ça c'est démonstration gouvernement Labour Party pour baisser quantité de monde qui pas qu'à travailler. Et puis ça c'est bagaille développement. Messieurs, mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nouvelles en créole pour à présent. Non, moi c'est McPherson Luce. Au revoir.
Coming up next, your tip of the day.
Get in and fasten your seatbelt, okay?
Mom, why do I have to wear seatbelts? I do not want to.
James, when I ask you to fasten your seatbelt, please do as I say. It's for your own safety and protection, okay?
Yeah.
Protect yourself, protect the child. Always fasten your seatbelt. Crashes can happen at any time. It is better to be safe than sorry. Remember, seatbelts save lives. A message brought to you by the Violence and Injury Surveillance System Committee in collaboration with the Pan American Health Organization.
Here are some driving safety tips. To avoid an accident, here are some tips to follow when behind the wheel. Don't allow children to fight or climb around in your car. They should be buckled in their seats at all times. One accidental bump or too much noise can easily distract you from concentrating on driving safely. Cell phones can also take your focus away from the task at hand. Avoid driving when you're tired. Be aware that some medication can cause drowsiness and create operating a vehicle very dangerous. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website news.gov.dm. Like our Facebook page, facebook.com/GIS News Dominica, and follow our Twitter at GIS Dominica. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. From all of us here on the GIS News Production team, I'm Kerdisha. Thanks for watching, and do join us again next time on National Focus.
Hello? Listen, you have to call me back because I'm going to cross the street. Okay, bye.
Be smart. Don't use cell phones while crossing the street. Be safe. Use the pedestrian crossing. A message brought to you by the Violence and Injury Surveillance System Committee in collaboration with the Pan American Health Organization.